Good afternoon. My name is Bob Barker. Some of you might recognize me from the many commercials that I've been in. If you're my generation, you might remember me in The X-Files or perhaps Matlock, and I've done numerous commercials. But that's not the reason I'm here today. The reason I'm here today is because my wife has urged me to do this video, even though it's probably not as professional as I'd like it to be, because my background is doing professional work. However, be that as it may, she's saying that the content is more important than how the presentation is. So based on that, I'm going to follow her advice. And I'm here today because I'm a two-time cancer survivor. I've survived non-Hodgkin's follicular lymphoma twice now. Back in 2024, back in 2016, I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's follicular lymphoma. At that time, I went through 4 rounds of chemotherapy. Now, they weren't very, very aggressive chemotherapy, but nonetheless, it was chemotherapy. And the good news is that after those 4 rounds, my cancer went into remission and stayed in remission for 8 years. Fantastic. However, in January 2024, it came back. And it came back very, very aggressively. So aggressively that I had to have 6 more rounds, that's about 8 months, of very, very aggressive R-CHOP chemotherapy. Now you can look up R-CHOP. It's probably the most aggressive chemotherapy that there is out there. 5 different types of drugs that your body has to ingest. In any event, the reason that I'm here is because, like I said, my wife's urging me to let people know that you are not immune to this. Okay? I went through this and I'm back in remission, but it's taken its toll on me. Now I'm 79 years old, and in most cases, people much, much younger than me, in their 60s, can't get through it. And here's the sad truth, that 1 in 5 people now will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. Now just think about that. You meet 5 people, and 1 of those people in their lifetime are going to be diagnosed with cancer. That's very scary. But as scary as that is, there are things you can do about it. And not like me, because I didn't. But you need to recognize the signs that something might be wrong with you. If you're losing weight and you're not trying to, if you're having night sweats, you're waking up with your bedclothes are soaking wet, if you're having headaches and body aches that are not normal, you haven't worked out and you're having these aches, these are signs that you need to pay attention to. Don't ignore them, because cancer is very, very sneaky. If you ignore these signs, you know what? They go away. Why? I don't know. Maybe your brain, figures out some immunity to them temporarily. But that doesn't stop the cancer. The cancer keeps growing. And by the time that you recognize it or try to do something about it, it's too late. Because cancer doesn't care if you're 79 years old, if you're 1 day old. It doesn't care if you're a man, or it doesn't care if you're a woman. It doesn't care if you have kids or you don't. It doesn't matter. It affects everyone. And the only thing you can do about it is stay on top of it, because you've heard it before, and I'm going to say it again, and probably I'm going to say it a number of times. Early detection is the only answer here. Early detection. Because early detection, they can get a handle on it. And like I said, mine went into remission for 8 years. Well, thank you, God, for 8 years. Hey, that's remarkable. But I was still, in my 60s. If you're younger than that, you get longer than that, and maybe it completely goes away. I mean, we're in a time now where things are just changing so fast, and that also means that medicine is changing so fast. So they're coming up with different ways to take care of diseases and everything. So in that respect, you're going into a very good area. But in retrospect, you cannot ignore it. You must pay attention. So that's what this video is for, just to let you know that if you're getting some aches and pains, your weight loss, night sweats, headaches, anything like that, go to your doctor, find out. Please, do me a favor. Check, because you are important to somebody. It doesn't matter if you're married, you're single, you're important to somebody. Somebody loves you. And you need to stick around for as long as God will let you. So, I'm going to be making some of these videos. I wrote a book. The book's available out on Amazon right now. It's on Kindle, it's on Amazon, hardcover, paperback. Actually, I wrote it while I was going through this, and I used a ghostwriter, of course, but it is a survival guide for people who are going through this. So if you're going through this or anything like it, any debilitating disease, I urge you to look it up. It's called Beating Cancer Twice, My Battle with Non-Hodgkin's Lymphoma. It's by Bob Barker. It's a survival guide for people going through something. Anyway, I'm going to end this video now, but I'm going to be doing more of them. I'm going to do them based on chapters in the book. So even if you don't buy the book, if you watch these videos, you're going to get some idea of what's in it. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and I wish you health and happiness. Thank you. Bye for now.